Well, it's January 21st or 22nd, somewhere in there, towards the end of 2016. And putting the floor pan in. I started by driving it down with these self-tapping screws, which in my experience are really single use. The tip dolls, that kind of makes sense. But put those in, and then I have to go and you tap to get the two pieces of metal as close together as possible. I welded all the ones that didn't have screws holding it down, and now I've taken out those screws, which actually can be a pain because the last little bit doesn't come out, so didn't have to use the dikes to pull the last bit. And so now what I'm going to do is I've got my aluminum bar, and I'll use the jack and hold that up under here, because obviously the screws put holes all the way through. The shouldn't be a problem though. What I'll do is I'll weld actually inside the hole and then work my way out. That'll make sure that it's good and good penetration. Which even with the ones that I did normally in the first round, I got good penetration all through there. So we're in good shape. Shouldn't be much longer, and I'll be able to grind these puppies down. All right, got all of them welded now. Got most of them to lie pretty flat. I did have some problems occasionally where like the sides would blow out of the holes, but I had punched them in as far as they could. And you're doing a balancing act because you got the edge of the main floor pan to deal with. But overall, not much grinding left to do, or gonna do. I'm not gonna do it until I get the rest of these, the other floor plan and the two lateral supports welded in, because it makes a freaking giant mess. Better to only have to clean it once. All right, I trimmed it up, dropped it in. It's all nice and flat. Put the screws in. So I'll leave that to weld it tomorrow. All right, so today it's Sunday. Gonna go ahead and weld in this 4-foot well. One thing that I decided to do is you can see that one bolt there. That's the right side bolt for the throttle pedal, and there's those that nut will be welded underneath, so that there's two bolts that hold the throttle pedal in. Unfortunately, the hole that I had punched to do the spot weld overlaps with the hole that the nut has to align with, so that the pedal mounts in correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'll put my aluminum backing under that spot weld hole, spot weld it, and then I'll drill from underneath to have everything lined up. And then the rest of it should just be lots of tapping and to get the two pieces of sheet metal as close together as possible. Like, for example, there's a little air gap in there, but in that one there isn't. So I can use the hammer and just tap it down to get them as close as possible. One other thing is our Walmart's closing, and so Laura and Derek happened to be there on a 25% off day, and I got more overhead fixtures, LED ones, for like 30 bucks. And so I threw one up with my shop light here just to get extra light, because it's hard to see the the plug weld hole as I'm filling it. And what I've read online is that these Harbor Freight welding helmets work okay, but the if you buy the really expensive ones, you can actually see a lot better while you're welding. I don't have that much left to do, so I'm probably not going to worry about it, but it's good to know. Alright, got this one all welded in. Basically the same procedure as the other side. I had trouble getting good welds this time, but I think my bottle may be running low, so before I do more I'll have to get another new bottle of gas. But next I'm going to grind both sides so they're smooth. Probably mix up some oh no, I just won't. I still gotta weld the nut up in there, but I won't do that until after I grind it. Okay, we got a lot of grinding to do today, so I got my air cap with the Shark brand disc, and then have my Hitachi electric one. I'll start with that one because with the faster edge speed, it should cut faster, and then I'll finish it with the little 3-inch or 2-inch die grinder. Since grinding is so much fun, I'm dressed for it. In the cockpits, the sparks are going to fly back at me a lot, so I got these goggles that should reduce the risk of any sparks getting into my eyes. The 24 Hours of Daytona should be starting here shortly. Alright, got both sides grounded down, and then sanded with the flap wheel, so it just needs to be vacuumed, and then fiberglass fillered, the kitty hair stuff, and I'm going to do this. The little Harbor Freight cutting disc did really well cutting down the welds. As you can see, there's a lot of welds. And it probably took 3/16 off the circumference. No, diameter. And I think with the higher speed, it because the wider disc made it cut faster. So that's all for today. All right, so today I'm going to kitty litter the plug welds on the floor plans, but I'm going to start with putting that other bolt and welding the nut to the inside of the car for the throttle pedal. And then I hope to get the lateral braces fitted, but probably won't weld them today. All right, I got this side. Got all the welds underneath, ground down where the penetration came through and kind of bubbled up. So now I'm going to go ahead. You can't see it very well, but put the bolt in there for the pedal and roll that in. So that's where the nut's going to be welded to that, not to the bolt, but to the floor. So it's got weld-through primer on it. All right, I'm going to call it quits for the day. We got the kitty hair put on all the welds. There was that welds going around there. The fact that I had to grind the bottom side of the plug welds took more time than I was expecting, so I didn't get to start on the laterals, but it's supposed to be warm most of this week, so maybe I'll try to grab some time in the afternoon and get those going. I may need to go buy the new flange tool since my other one died because the flange under here. All right, there's another day moving forward. Oh, and it got kind of warm. I had to turn on the fans. I almost had to turn on the air conditioning because it is muggy. I didn't open the garage doors because the cedar pollen is still really heavy and it gives me a headache.